Hi guys, I'm Nina.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Ethan.
And we are Bloody Essentials. Thank you so much to everyone who's reached out, come up in person to say hello to us. We really appreciate it. We've had several events lately that we got to meet some of our listeners, so that's been really exciting. It's been such a blast meeting everybody, whether you're an artist, filmmaker, or just a fan. It's really, really rewarding to know that people are actually listening to us ramble.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
Yes. Shout out to everyone that's liked, followed, subscribed. It means so much. If you are listening and you haven't done that yet, please do so. It helps us a lot. And it also allows you to stay up to date on what we're doing outside of the podcast. And also a big shout out to Rick Paulton, our Patreon member, very first Patreon member. We got some goodies for you that we can't wait to get out to you very soon. So thanks, Rick, so much. If you want to be mentioned in one of our episodes, you can also receive fun little goodies from the Bloody Essentials team. Join our Patreon. We've got fun perks, including a Discord channel where you can chat directly with us and see all of our pet photos and what we're doing. We'll also be setting up movie parties with our Patreons very soon, so that's going to be exciting. And I'm going to pass it over to Ethan to talk about our trivia event.
All right, guys. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times on the podcast. We are having a trivia event. It is October 4th, which is a Friday. The deadline to get in is September 21st. We're going to take our Patreons first, and then anybody else who would like to go ahead and participate in this, give us a shout on our socials or our email. Let us know that you want to do it. What we're going to do is put everybody's name in a bucket, pick everybody's name out on air so it's fair. Once we have the 5 contestants, we will go ahead and contact you to let you know what to expect. We are going to go ahead and, here's a hint, listen to our back episodes, because most of what we are doing is coming from the movies that we have done. Most of the trivia is from those movies. There is also some personal stuff about us that we've said on the podcast. I'm just going to leave it at that. We've got some really good tiebreaker questions. We have a gift for the first and second place prize. First place is a gift basket from $75 to $100 worth of merchandise. And the second place prize is $50 to $75. And that can be anything from independent DVDs, signed DVDs, signed merchandise. And of course, you guys are going to get some merch to represent us. Some of our merch will be in there. So we're very excited. We started putting them together. And we can't stop. We keep buying stuff and putting more stuff into the baskets. So
I actually really cool. Have some huge movie posters that I just set aside for the giveaway. So huge movie theater size. I'm so excited.
What?
Yes.
Yep.
So we're very excited for this. Reach out to us. Let us know that you want to do it. We're stoked. We hope you're stoked.
Yep. And one more plug. If you haven't been over to the Horror House shop, they are here locally based in Chicago. You can go to their website at thecrypticcloset.com, and with promo code Bloody Essentials, you can get 10% off your online order. So check them out. They are awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got a very special guest with us, Victor Gabriel, the director of Blood Gorge.
Welcome, Victor.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. Hi. What's up?
We're so excited to have you on. Yeah, of course. We love your movie.
I'm so excited to be here. I thank you so much. Genuinely, I don't know what to say. I really appreciate it. And that's it. I got thanks for just genuinely. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Sorry.
Thank you for making this movie, by the way. We're going to get along. I love intestines. I love the movie store. I love Halloween fun houses and like corn mazes, and it had all kinds of stuff that I enjoy, okay?
We wanted to put everything in it, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got very sentimental when I saw the movie store. All the movie store scenes were my favorite, probably. And there's a specific kill with the intestines that was my favorite, just because, not to give anything away, but there's a when he's taking the intestines out. I just love the part where he's just like, I need those, stop. I love that so much.
That's like everyone's favorite line, and I think that's really cool. Like, we were trying to, like, when we were writing that, we were like, we kind of did everything on the spot. So we were like, you guys have to tug of war, and you have to say something like really funny but miserable. And he's like, he just pulled that out of his ass. So it just really worked.
Oh.
It worked.
And,
yes.
It worked. I don't know. It really did.
I have such a soft spot for intestines too. So I mean, that was just lovely intestines work there. So
yes,
I'll mail you some.
Oh.
They're just like lying around.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Caitlin.
Sometimes my favorite prop is the intestines.
I mean, because they're so funny and squishy and like they're just so gross and so easy to make. My Caitlin, who did the special effects, she just like rolled up latex, and just we painted them real quick, and they're just like lying around my basement now. I don't even know what to do with them.
You could auction them off,
right?
Yeah, we were thinking about doing a little bit of that for like the next thing we shoot, just like trying to see if people wanted intestines and stuff.
Sure.
So old.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
People want intestines. We do.
Yes. Yeah. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now,
So
Victor.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell us where your love of horror started.
Yes.
I feel like the answer is probably the same as any of y'all's. Like, as long as I can remember, I was just into it. There was never like a time where I was like on the fence. You know how some people kind of like get really immersed into it, and then they're like, oh, I haven't seen a horror movie in a while. Like after a while, and they kind of just fall off.
Right.
It's been perpetual for my entire life, and I think it probably started with like just Halloween and growing up over here in the in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's like it's different than, no offense, but it might be different than in Tucson right now, like Halloween, just because it's like, like a real autumn and fall in a season. And so I don't know, all I can remember is like Halloween parties that my mom would throw, and just Halloween and Hellraiser would always be on the TV, and it's honestly some of my first memories. So I don't think it's like it's just a never wavering part of the fabric of my being. That's all I can say.
I like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Understand that.
Well, what about y'all? If you want to go through the run the gambit and like
yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd love to hear it.
So I always remember just loving fall and Halloween in general, because you could dress up as anybody. You could, pretend to be something you're not. And it always felt so magical as a kid. And, I wasn't really allowed to watch horror movies until probably about 10 to 13. But I was always into spooky things like, Scooby-Doo and all the Tim Burton everything. Mm-hmm. And, I was obsessed with witches and, magical stuff like that. So, I think it was meant to happen.
Oh yeah.
I baby stepped in, with like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and Gremlins, stuff like that. Some of that stuff scared me, but I liked it. I just didn't know how much I liked it. Yeah, until I was like a little bit older. But once I became a teenager, I just started devouring everything horror movies. But it started with all the Goosebumps and stuff like that.
I used to love being scared so much as a kid.
I did too. I still like being scared. It's fun.
Who doesn't?
Right?
Exactly.
I still have all my Goosebumps from when I was a kid too. So I could have thrown that in there. It's a big one for sure.
There you go. Yeah.
Ethan, what about you?
Well, I've seen my first horror movie when I was, I don't know, probably 5 or 6. I wasn't supposed to see it, but they put it on, and they put it on because they thought they were going to scare me. And at the end of the movie, I was just like, this is great. They're like, you're not scared? I'm like, can we watch it again? So that kind of started my obsession. The first movie was Sleepaway Camp.
Oh.
So
such a good first one. Oh my god!
I think it's why I love Felicity so much. But
yeah.
That was my first. That was my first one. It was that one, and then Halloween, And of course, I was hooked. And then a little while later, my parents got into church, and we were like, I hate to say super religious because it sounds bad, because I have nothing against religion, but we weren't allowed to watch those. I would do it anyway. I would sneak, but I had to sneak till probably 12, 13. And then, my dad was like, okay, he can, we'll monitor what he watches. So Freddy was okay, but I Spit on Your Grave wasn't, so, I watched it anyway. So, but it just, I've always been drawn toward that and toward the horror aspect. And it probably did have a little to do with, I was told, no, you can't watch those. So I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to anyway. So
absolutely.
If you tell me I'm not going to, I'm going to. So
it's like bonus points.
You're punk rock, Ethan.
Exactly. So that's where it started for me. It was probably my brother's fault for putting on the movie to try to scare me.
Don't blame him. He's not here to defend himself.
So what are some of your favorite horror movies?
Of all time, I would have to say, I'm going to be cheap and say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a classic.
And then I'm going to say Blood Feast. I'm going to say Tales from the Hood. I'm going to say Dead and Buried.
Nice.
Slime City.
Good one.
Dead and Buried is probably really up there.
That one doesn't.
I could go on and on.
I like you're picking
What's that?
deep cuts, not something that normal regular people would hear about unless you're in the community.
I was literally just about to throw Halloween in there.
Ethan will do it
as
for
to
you.
sound like not too much of a pretentious asshole, but no, because I do love all of those movies. Like, I grew up, I think I've probably seen Hellraiser 3 more than any other movie in the world, because when I was like 9 years old, it was always on. Oh, that's so good. It was just always on Sci-Fi Channel at night, so I always just watch it. Yeah. And then I taped it. Yeah, I would record it onto VHS, so I could just watch it whenever. And yeah, and so I all those movies still mean so much to me too. But I think when you become a certain age, like you guys are saying, when I turned 16, I was like, okay, now I need to find the most vile and weird movies. And then I would always order DVDs. That's when I first saw Blood Feast. I was like, this is such a sleeper, man. This is it's one of the first of its kind, and it just was so sleazy and weird, and I love it so much. And then Tales from the Hood, I grew up in the 90s too, and my cousin would come over, and it would just always be on HBO at night.
Yeah.
And it scared the shit out of me. It was it was just so upsetting to me. And then we'd keep watching. It'd be just like Ethan said too, can I watch it again? And there's not very many movies that I'll watch nowadays that are I can't wait to watch that immediately over again.
Same.
And so
yeah.
I guess those are just the ones that I could watch at any time. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the one, you know what I mean? I feel if you all ask any one of the people that check out your channel and everything, they'd probably put that in their top 10. So it's got to be.
It's in my top 10. So
I remember renting that one.
It should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember renting that one from Blockbuster because I was with my dad, and I was like, let's watch something that you watched as a kid that you haven't really seen since, and he picked that one out, and we watched it together. And it was very rare that my dad would ever watch a horror movie, but the fact that he picked that one, and I still remember exactly how I felt when I first watched it. And it's just so special to watch people get massacred while watching it with your dad. It was a very cool experience. And I got to visit the actual filming locations a few years ago, and it was surreal to actually be there. And yeah, I love that movie so much.
It's so good.
It means so much to
that's really cool too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, I know I could go on and on about that. I had a bootleg copy of it was called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Dailies, and it was just all the raw footage that they were looking over, and it was
That's
it was
awesome.
behind the scenes. You could like watch Toby Hooper watching the dailies, and then they'd show you the dailies, and it was just so freaking cool. I got it at some convention, and it was like, I could just watch that whenever. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Just all the shots of the movie, just brilliant.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
not that I know anything about genuinely know anything about shooting a movie, but I know a good one when I see one.
Well, you did pretty damn good for not knowing. So
how do you think these filmmakers learn? They go out and they do it. So that's what Toby did.
No,
That's
for sure.
What so many people did. Yeah.
No. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
Right. Such a genius. Such a genius. Yeah. So, tell us, like, going to your movie, tell us kind of what was the inspiration for Blood Gorge?
I kind of already mentioned Blood Feast, and I think I just really wanted to rip off like some of my favorite movies, and I think I was just like, all right, I'll change the name of Feast to Gorge, which literally means feast. And I don't know, I just wanted to put something out, and my brother and I were like, what can we do? And I was just like, well, I have this group of friends, like we can all just like hang out and film like a off the cuff horror movie. And that was pretty much it. My friend was like, the killer, I'm not going to say his name just yet because I don't want to like spoiler alert or whatever, but he was like, hey, I'm not doing too much, like can I come hang out? I heard you guys are filming a movie. I was like, yeah, you want to be the the killer of the movie? So we kind of just like threw everything together real quick, and I don't know. I think I was going to say it was going to be a little bit more extravagant, but it really wasn't. It came out, I think, more extravagant than we thought it would. I really don't know. We just had no real ideas, and we just had enough people to kill, and we just wanted to, like, Kate's been wanting to do more special effects for stuff, and so we were just like, let's base the thing around all these kills. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, we'll drive a spike into someone's head and we'll like do the whole axe thing because that'll be easy. And I just went to the Halloween store and bought a whole bunch of like that goofy weapon at the end. Yeah. I was like, this has to be in a movie. And we have like year-round Halloween stores over here, and I saw that just hanging on the wall, and I was like, $30? No way. So
that's amazing.
And then we just made a movie out of it.
But you know what? I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that about you. You're like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Nothing? Want to make a movie? I like horror movies. Let's make a movie. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
We did film it in a weekend. It was like a extended weekend. It was 4 days consecutive.
I love it.
And yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Seriously, it really did remind me of like the 70s and 80s like slasher movies, because you had all these brilliant kills. Like the gore didn't hold any punches, and you like the reveal of the killer. I won't give anything away, but the reveal of the killer was like so 80s, and I loved it so much. It was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the reveal, we were just like, what are we gonna do? And some people were like, oh, there's not much there. But I was like, dude, it's supposed to rip off. We're ripping off an 80s horror movie, and like most of them, if you really, like you mentioned earlier, deep cuts. If you really just like start watching like anything made in the 80s that just totally sucked, there's not much like real grandiose reveals, and like half of them, unless it's like Happy Birthday to Me, or like you said, like Sleepaway Camp. Like you're just getting a killer. So it's not like
you're like, this is what
anything
it is.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Can you tell us about some of the filming locations from Blood Gorge? Especially, I want to know all about this video store.
Oh yeah, of course. My gosh. It's called Video Exclusive, and it's a real video store. And CJ, who's the worker in the movie, actually is the manager of it. And he did all the graphic design for it. Like CJ made this artwork. And I think that's what's cool too, is that like everyone they were in the movie and then they did another thing. So we all kind of just did like everything. But yeah, it's the last video store in Michigan, I think. There's like real video store, and it's huge. It's probably the biggest one I've ever been to in my life.
Where in Michigan is it?
When I moved back up here. Yeah, Of course not. It's in Dearborn Heights. It's like right outside of Detroit.
Okay.
And y'all should go for sure. If you're
was
ever
gonna
over
say,
there, I mean,
field
Chicago's
trip.
only 4 hours
That's not
away.
too far from. That's not
Yeah,
too
no,
far
it's
from
only
us.
4
We
hours
have to
away.
take a road trip.
Yeah. Get me a
Yeah,
get me on
dude,
a
we'll get
plane
lunch.
and-
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go hang out. I spend all day there. I'll just go talk to CJ about like whatever we watched that week for hours and just buy a bunch of crap. So it's pretty cool.
I think he thinks we're kidding.
But
we no
will
problem.
go.
We have no problem jumping in a car.
I'm not
and be
kidding.
Like, let's go 4 hours for lunch. No problem with that.
I don't do shit with my life. Come on up. You know what I mean? Like,
That'd be amazing.
let's go.
So
Yeah.
fun.
It would be so fun.
We will set that
And I'd have
up.
to think of something else we could all do too, though. Or we could probably just spend all day at the video store. It's fine.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the video
And I'm
store is the best.
And I'm just going to put it out there. If you ever need a good-looking, bald, fat guy to die in your next movie, I'm only 4 hours away.
Oh my God. Any day, Ethan. No, I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
And not that I agree with your sentiment on that. I'm just saying, like, I would love to have you whenever.
So you don't. Okay. What? So you don't think I'm a good-looking guy? Rude. No.
Oh no!
He agrees that you're bald.
I totally. I must have misheard you. I'm sorry. You did say good looking. I do agree with that part. I do agree with
Very
that part.
good-looking.
This part is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking to die in some horror movies. So
Yes.
that'd be pretty.
Oh
badass.
man, this is great because like I'm running out of fucking friends, yo, and like we're all the same. It's the same cast in this movie, and then the other two movies we filmed.
Right.
It's the same people, and we all just play ourselves. So yeah, it'd be really
Listen.
cool to throw a couple more people in the mix.
Don't
Like,
don't ever
whenever.
feel like you have to do this for movies. You made a movie. Like,
Yes, you made a movie. That's it.
forget what anybody says.
movie.
You made a movie. It is a movie.
An awesome one too.
It's
Thank you.
incredible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank
tell
you.
us more about RFN Pictures. So like, how did you guys start this? What caused you to do this? And tell us a little bit about RFN Pictures.
Yeah, it's not like a I don't know. I really don't know. I think I had already made Cruel. I filmed it this one. It's a found footage movie and it's okay, there it is.
Oh,
It's not great by any means, but it was like a learning experience, right? So we filmed that last summer with $100. And
Wow.
it's just me with my crummy camera, and we ripped off the Blair Witch for 60 minutes. And I just had it sitting around for about a month, and then I was like emailing people the movie, the link, and then a company called Terror Films were like, yeah, we'd put this out, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, wow, and then we didn't do anything with it for like 6 or 7 months. It took a little, probably even longer, but we started planning Blood Gorge that we filmed like 4 or 5 months later. And then my brother was like, we should make an Instagram or something. We've only had it since like November, the Instagram. He's like, we should definitely be promoting these things, So RFN was just like it stands for Real Fucking Nightmare. And
I love it.
I do too.
thanks, yeah. And I don't know, it was all I could think of at the time, so it was a little cheap, but I was like, whatever. Let's just like start throwing pictures online. And then we did Blood Gorge and like just promoted that for a little while, and then we just filmed another one, like a sequel to the first one that's a little bit better.
Say, last
but,
house on Morrow Road, right?
Yeah. It's really like it's just about, both of them are about like Michigan folklore that we just Blair Witchified, and for like literally, again, no money. So we just been doing this thing for fun. I don't know. My brother, we really want to make like I don't want to say a real movie, but that's what, a real movie.
More expensive
And
movie.
yeah, at least slightly more expensive. I think it'd be nice to get like a budget of like $5,000 or like
That's not unreasonable.
$10,000.
Yeah.
No.
It's not unreasonable, and half of it would be my own money anyway. So
Yeah. Start like a GoFundMe thing or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
Kickstarter or something.
A Kickstarter, yeah. And
Yeah.
give away props that you guys are going to be using in the movie. People will eat that up.
Absolutely.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yep.
I hope so. Yeah, because there's a few things lying around. Like I said, like I just have just boxes of stuff from Blood Gorge, and like you can. I think there's a couple masks up there from
I
like
see the masks. Yeah.
yeah, just props from Cruel and stuff, and literally just stuff we bought at Halloween shops or Kate made. You know, just the special effects. So there's just shit everywhere that I could just be like, ooh, would anyone pay money for this? Like,
sure,
people will do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope. Yeah, maybe that'd be cool. I think one of the cool ones that I have is we bought a real EMF reader for the last thing we did, and to go ghost hunting with, you know.
Yeah.
And we bought it at a ghost shop like by my house. It's just like it's like an actual like spirit store or whatever, and we put that place in the movie, and it was really cool. So that'll probably go up because it still works, and it's just super neat. It like has a little rainbow metric, and it's like I don't know, just felt like a Ghostbuster playing with it.
That's fun. Can you tell us more about Last House on Morrow Road?
Yeah, it's like we're still editing it, but it's going to be an hour long as well, and it's a found footage movie about a ghost that like is a real ghost in the area. She's I don't know, we made up her name for the movie because the actress Maddie, we just used like her real first name just like we always do. But there's like this legend where a woman died in the snow like searching for her like baby in the middle of the night, because winter gets pretty brutal over here, as I'm sure it does in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's like a 100-year-old legend, and it's like the legend of Morrow Road. You can like you can Google it, and we just made up a whole bunch of fake facts about it. We kept some real facts in, and then we actually interviewed this guy at a gas station, and he's like really telling us about his experience with the ghost of Morrow Road, and it was like a cool thing to like throw in, because it really added like a little layer of credibility to the movie, because like he's in the trailer if you want to check it out later, but when I showed it to people, they're like, dude, who's that one guy, like that, you know, is he acting, or is he like telling you a real story? And I was like, dude, he just went on for like 15 minutes about a ghost. So
I love it.
Yeah, so it was really cool. Yeah, it's fun. I hope it comes out the way I had it in my head, but if not, whatever. Maybe someone else will put that one out too. And if not, whatever.
Is there a release date for that yet, or still up in the air?
Yeah, my brother and I are trying to have it edited by like Halloween this year.
Awesome.
So
okay.
Yeah, we put out Blood Gorge last Halloween, so I think it'd be cool to put out this one this Halloween, and then try to do something else, something a little bit bigger. We're probably going to shoot a short though, like a 10-minute short, just to kind of keep things moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which actually, Ethan, I might bother you about if you want to be in it. Like we can talk after this or something.
Absolutely.
But I need someone to be like a screaming bloody head, you know? And so I know it's pretty scary.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, cool. We'll talk.
Excellent. Now, let me ask you this. We know we can see your stuff on YouTube, and I know a lot of our listeners have already gone and watched them because they told us that they have and that they've enjoyed it. But if somebody wants to get a physical copy, do you have any of those?
Oh, yeah.
And how do we get them?
We have Blood Gorge. Just through our Instagram probably, because I still haven't made a store yet because I'm lazy.
Okay.
Like I wanted to get shirts made, and I'll probably do that in a month or two. And we have like posters, DVDs, and VHS right now. So if anyone is curious, you can hit us up on Instagram. And if you're not curious, that's cool too. But we're probably I showed you this already. Cruel is this is only on VHS right now, but I'm probably gonna get DVDs made of it very soon. Okay. And it'll probably only get like one run of DVDs ever, because I kind of want to that one I'm kind of like over with. I don't know. I just want to keep moving forward, but I don't want to let it get lost in the sauce. Right. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, we will have the link to
That's
your
it.
page on our video description, and we'll put that on our link tree page as well. That way people can easily access that and contact you directly. So that'd be awesome.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear, you know, what were some of the most challenging parts of making Blood Gorge?
I don't know. It was all really easy, like just because everyone was like doing their thing, you know.
Yeah.
We didn't run into too many hiccups. We got the cops called on us one time.
What?
And yeah, it was so silly. Like we were in Maddie's neighborhood because our first location fell through, and she's like, "Okay, follow me to my house, and we'll go down the street, and there's an opening to the woods there." And I was like, "Oh my god, perfect, let's go." So we you know, had to scramble for a location real quick because we were like losing sunlight, and we were like, "What if it doesn't work?" And it ended up being perfect because like there was like a dead end sign, and we were just like, "Oh my god, we'll park right here, and we'll just walk right into the woods." And it was right by our house, but the neighbor whose house we parked like adjacent to was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we were like, "We're just, you know, she lives right here, like 4 houses away, bro. Nothing. Don't worry about it." And you know, we were nice, of course, and we thought we squashed all the beef. And then like 30 minutes go by, and the cops show up, and like 3 of us are covered in blood, and we thought he was gonna, you know, he didn't even step out of the car though. He was like, "Oh, you guys all right?" And we were like, "Yeah." And so it was just like a fun little thing, you know. It could have been way worse, but
he just took
also
you
we were
guys at
supposed to
your
be in the middle
word.
yeah, I don't even know who quelled the situation. Honestly, we were just like, he parked and like looked at us like right next to our car, and there's like a video of it on Instagram. Like he just like driving by, and I think Maddie was like, "Sir, I live right here. Like we're just filming something," and he's like, "All right," and that was that. So it was so silly. I thought we squashed the beef, bro. Now I have this like
there's always
this,
that
like,
one
vendetta.
shitty neighbor that
Yep.
always
Neighbor. Like what?
Yeah.
It's always that one
Like,
Karen.
why, bro? Like we didn't.
Yes.
He was a Karen, bro. And
Yes.
we were supposed to be in the middle of the woods, and he's like mowing his lawn, and like when we park the car, you can even hear it in the movie. It's like we park like doo doo doo. I wasn't even driving, and we just like pulled the car forward like 6 inches, and you can hear in the background, and we're supposed to be like in the middle of nowhere, and it's just a guy mowing his lawn and calling the cops on us.
Yes.
But there was probably more. It was probably all just it was just small things. Like my brother and I would, you know, we'd be like, "Here, this is the shot I think we should do," and he'd be like, "No, we should do it like this," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it would look so cool," and he's like, "Fine, we'll do it that way," and I would be like the same thing. I'd be like, "Fine, whatever." But outside of that, like him and I just being like dicks to each other for a minute, it was pretty freaking easy. Like, yeah, we took a lot of like first takes. We didn't really do like second or third takes because we were just like trying to like go, you know. So when people remark about all of our terrible acting, it's like, we're not actors, dude. But it was fun. It was pretty easy overall.
Well, it's a horror movie. You're not trying to like get an Oscar or anything. Like you're just trying to make a movie, and people usually act like. I know a lot of people that act like that in real life, so like I don't know what people are talking about, but yeah. And in a horror movie, you are rooting for these people to die. So
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I saw a few comments that were like, the shittiest characters you'll ever see, and I was like, dude, we're literally just being ourselves, and that's like a diss on my friends, bro.
Yeah, people can be mean.
Yeah, whatever. It's like maybe we do suck. Who knows? But it's all good.
They didn't make a movie. You did, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who hasn't made a movie cannot shit talk anybody who has made a movie.
Exactly.
You haven't done it, so be quiet.
I sort of agree with that sentiment. Have you ever seen Terror Tunes?
No.
No, I
Yes.
haven't seen
Anyone?
Terrapins.
You said yes, Ethan,
Yes, I've seen him.
or no?
Yes.
He has.
I love Terrapins.
Mhm.
So the director of that movie, his name is Joe Castro, and he's
I know
really, yeah, he's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, he's been around for years, like, but I mean, he's still doing work. And Terratoons to me is like his claim to fame. The reason I say this is because when Terratoons came out in the early 2000s, I would always be on like message boards, like back when IMDb had message boards. They don't anymore, but I would just be on movie sites and stuff. And I would always read up on Terratoons, and he once was responding on there to like haters of his movie. And he's like, he said something along the lines of like, okay, bud, when you make a movie for less than $10,000 and it gets distributed by Blockbuster, you know, you can have your opinion about my shitty movie or whatever. And I was like, you know, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love
Absolutely.
Terratoons. It's probably in my top 10 too, because it's like super innovative, and it's a good one. You all should check it out. It's super freaking nuts.
I have to
it's
check
just
this out.
nuts.
For sure.
It's nuts. So zany. There's like three total, I think, if not four, but I've only seen the first two, and they're awesome.
I'll have to check those out.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Watch that one.
You should,
I'm
but
sorry,
don't
go
hate me if you don't like it.
I have a feeling
No, that's
it.
Okay, so I have to say
It's
one of
pretty
my favorite
ridiculous.
one of my favorite parts of the movie was watching your blooper reel during the credits and seeing how much fun you guys had.
Yeah.
That kind of brought me back to like early 2000s when like everybody had a blooper reel. But like, what are some of your favorite memories while making Blood Gorge?
No, well, thank you first of all, because I think it's my favorite part too, because like in my head I had the song, like I was like, it's gonna be to this song, and it's gonna be like X amount of length, and it's gonna be so awesome. And I sent it to my brother, and he's like, that could work. And I was like, it's gonna work, dude. It's gonna be so cool. I love this band. I love this song, and like it's gonna look so fucking neat. And he just found like the best bits of all of us messing around, and it was adorable, man. It was like actually it like warmed my heart the first time he sent it to me. I was like,
Aww.
this is so cool, dude. This is like how I imagined it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like at the video store cracking up. It was just like again, we were just like go, and we filmed it all in one night. Like that whole first like 20 minutes of the first half of the movie was almost filmed in like a night, you know. So from start to finish, like noon to midnight or 1. So we were just like drained, and it's like there's like a scene of CJ with the axe in his head, and it's like almost 1 o'clock, and we're just pouring blood on him, and he's like laughing. And so to me, to know that like these people would let me like pour soup on them and blood and stuff until like 1 a.m. and like have a good time with it, I was just like, that's so fun, dude. You know, like, it was a good time.
Oh,
Sure.
as a horror fan, that's like the dream, right? Like pouring blood on your friends and like just having a great time.
Yes.
Yeah. I recommend it highly to anybody who's watching this to grab your shitty camera and then go do it, because it's really fun.
That's it.
I mean, just grab your iPhone. We all have cameras now. Just grab your iPhone.
Or your
and
iPhone.
Make a movie.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I had an iPhone, because I'd make way more movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Android phones that are just as good as iPhone.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And like, do you have any good tips for people who are interested in like making a movie? I mean, you've done it. Like, what are some of the like things you learned along the way that are helpful?
I don't know if I'm someone to be asking like for tips, but if I had to give tips, it would be actually I'd have to think about it for a second, I don't know. I think it's tough to say, because genuinely I lucked out with the crew of Blood Gorge, because CJ is a graphic designer and the manager of the only video store in Michigan. You know, like Ali and Maddie they just so happen to be such like fun, vibrant people in real life that they're like really good actors. Laura, my fiance, is like, she's bilingual, and she's like, she helps with everything. She was helping with makeup on Cruel, and she was doing all this other shit that she's not used to. You know, my brother has been filming for a long time. He used to do music videos and stuff, and he's a photographer. So I lucked out with him. And then Kate, she went to the Savini School of, you know, special effects.
Wow.
She's been my,
Wow.
you know, best friend for so long. And so I just lucked out with, if I had to give tips, it would be have very talented friends on accident.
Yeah.
And then make a movie.
I love that.
And yeah, I genuinely can't even, like, I can't give any, like, sometimes I would get defeated, like, about, is this going to be fun? Is anybody going to care? And like that mentality is a big problem for me. But I think once you get beyond that and then just have really talented friends, you know, I think, all right, a good piece of advice is just to not give a shit what anybody else is going to say, whether or not they're going to like it.
Absolutely.
If you like it, then, and you can find the ambition to go do it, whether it's, you know, whether it's writing a book or painting something or making a movie, playing music, whatever it is, just if you have the ambition to do it, find the ambition and then not give a shit what anybody else is going to say.
Absolutely.
And those are my 2 pieces of advice.
Solid.
And have very
100%.
talented friends.
Very talented.
And have
Very
talented
solid.
friends.
Yeah, very solid.
It's
Art
important.
Yeah.
Well, art is so
Mhm.
subjective, and everybody likes what they like. So, like,
Yep.
Mhm.
don't ever do something just because you want money or attention or fame or whatever
No.
it is. Just go out and do what you love, and
That's
people will
Yeah.
gravitate towards that and see that you had fun and you know what you're doing, and they'll like it or they won't, and that's their problem, not yours. You made a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree.
I have a
Thank you,
couple
Nina.
of questions.
That's very
I have a
sweet.
couple of questions from some of our listeners.
Yes.
I'm old, so let me open this up so I can read it a little
Me
more.
too.
He's gonna play the trombone now.
What was the
You
most
play the trombone?
No.
He just gonna hold
Oh.
the paper close to the bar.
What was the most challenging
sorry.
part about the whole production? What do you think was the most challenging part of everything?
I mean, just our time crunch. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
we flew in half the crew from Florida because that's where my brother is. That's where Kate is. That's where Justin used to be. So we just, half of us came, I had to fly him in, and Justin flew in on his own volition because he just wanted to hang out. So
Right.
thanks, Justin. I know. But we only had 4 days to film. So that was certainly the biggest like hurdle, because if our battery died, oh my God, our battery, one time we were heading to the cider mill, like where the maze is and all the haunted houses were. And like, we didn't have the battery with us, and we were like, oh my God, you know, we had to like double back or whatever. And we're losing daylight, you know what I mean? And we got there like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and we said we were going to be there. And instead of filming like responsible people like we should have, we waited in a 2-hour line to go on the hayride first, and like did all this other shit, like all this Halloween shit. And that's our fault, because it's my favorite place in the world. It's called Blake's. And I have a Blake's tattoo on my leg. It's like a ghost, you know.
Aww.
And
Love that.
me too. But I was like, dude, we're not gonna film at Blake's, you know, cider mill and fucking donuttery and 3-story haunted barn and hayride and not go on these things. So
Right.
we waited in a long ass line, and we're like, dude, what did we do? We're running out of time, and we only have like, they're closing at 11 and it's like 9:30. What are we doing? So we genuinely filmed all of that, like all the corn maze stuff and the clown house and all that other shit at the end. Like we're like, all right, just hit record and we're gonna run. And then we changed, like, that was all like shot sequentially because we had zero time. So that's on me, but there's no way we're not doing the haunted hayride. So
Yeah.
I love that.
That's understandable.
time.
Yeah.
Long story short, time. That's the biggest hurdle.
All right. Is there any significance to the mask that the killer used, or is it just a mask that you happen to pull out?
You mean this one?
Oh!
See, like,
Isn't
that
he
would
so
be great
cool?
to auction off.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Right? Well, I have 2 that were in the movie, so we are going to auction off this one. This was like in 2, I think this was in the video store scene and the post-credit scene.
Yes.
So where he's
I
like
love
picking the
that scene
mask.
so much. He's just like, clown mask or this one, clown mask or this one.
Yeah. We thought it was hilarious. There was like no way we weren't going to do something stupid like that.
I laughed so hard.
Thank you. I thought it was hilarious. I found, this is the second one we got. So I found the original one when I was living in Fort Lauderdale in Florida, at a thrift store, and it was $3. And I was like, I'm going to make a horror film with this mask one day. And I was like, 7 years later, we did. So,
I love that.
And then we got a second one because, yeah, Kate was like, we need another one just in case we fuck up the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry, it'll be fine. And she's like, are you listen to what you're saying. We're trying to film a movie. And she was using her smart brain. And then Ali, who's in the movie, who's like a real big like collector of like movies and memorabilia and just weird shit. He found someone online that had a pack of 10 of these, and he just bought all of them. And so he gave me like 3. So now I have like 3 more that are brand new, just chilling in the basement. He bought like all of this guy's stock. So I'm pretty sure we cleared the internet of them. And I really hope nobody finds any more of them because I don't know. I want to be the only one that has them right now.
That's amazing.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
That's so fun.
We just lucked out. And it's so spooky, honestly. It's just so weird looking. I was
It's
like,
very
this
creepy.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Spooky.
I got another one from
It's a
another
great
listener.
mask.
Okay.
Why was there a "you suck shitbag" note in Katie's jacket? Can you explain what that was
Yeah, fun question. And it's only fun because I don't even really know.
Okay.
That was, I think, we tried to give Kate some like backstory without revealing anything because we didn't have time. So, I what happened was we needed to beef up a scene a little bit because we'd run out of time to film. And Vince, my brother, and Kate both live in South Florida. So I was like, can you go out to the woods in Florida and film like another 1.5 minutes of you guys running around and fucking off in the woods? I need her to light something on fire to kind of like foreshadow her death where she gets lit on fire.
Right.
And in the beginning, when CJ's on the computer at the video store, he's like, he looks up Ali's late fees, but actually if you pause it or if you're like really looking with your good eyes, it'll say he typed out "you suck shitbag" on the computer instead of you have he wasn't looking up he was just pretending to look up his late fee. And so yeah, it kind of comes around to the beginning. I didn't tell them what to write on a note. I was just like, have her stare at a piece of paper or whatever. You don't even got to show it. And then they ended up showing it and it said, "you suck shit bag." And I was like, that works too. Like, I was like, that's good job.
Okay.
It might not mean anything, or it might, like, whoever wants to see it and make the connection, or just see it and be like, ooh, I wonder who wrote that, or like why they don't like her, you know? Yeah.
Okay. I have one more about
Please.
due to the fact we're talking about Katie. Listener says, it seems that Katie was left still breathing after the fire died out. Is she really dead, or is there a chance that she could return to the story sporting her burn scars?
That would be fun.
Sequel.
We're just gonna make Blood Gorge 2, where she just like exacts revenge on the killer, but in scary burn makeup. And
I think
that wasn't the
he's
plan
onto
until just
something
now. So thank you for asking, because now
I love that.
Yeah.
I
Good
don't know.
eye on our listener.
I was gonna say, I think our listeners.
Yeah, no, she was totally like, yeah. I got a great idea now. We just insinuate. I think we just insinuated that everyone's dead, or at least dying. Like I don't know if you can really come back from a burn like that, but what do I know? I've never been burned alive, so.
Right.
But yeah, that would be really fun. Like holy shit, like, or maybe like we just do a sequel where we're all alive again, and she's just like burned up, and like we don't even acknowledge it. Like that would just be super.
That would be so funny.
That would be great.
It would just be hilarious.
Yeah.
You can make it
like we don't even
supernatural,
explain
like
it.
You're all in purgatory or something. That'd be cool. Hell's waiting
I don't.
room.
As fun as that sounds, I don't think I have the mental capacity to write something that ethereal, that
That's fair.
that deep. You know, that sounds really.
You can make it like a horror comedy.
That sounds like some H.P. Lovecraft sort of.
Right.
Clive Barker sort of like.
Yeah.
I wrote Blood Gorge. Okay, not Cthulhu, not Book of Blood. You know.
That's fair. That's fair. Jamie, do you have any other questions?
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, what is the best way for people to kind of like stay up on what you guys are working on? You have Instagram, YouTube, anything else which we should be watching? Because we'd love to see what you're doing next.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think it's just those two. We do have a TikTok that my brother runs. Like I've never used it, and I don't plan on it, and I don't even know if he's posted anything in months. But if you have a TikTok, you could go follow it, just for posterity, I guess. But I post pretty regularly on Instagram, and like I said, we're filming that short in September, which I'll talk to you about, Ethan. And maybe we'll probably just throw that on YouTube pretty quickly too, to have something to like just keep it moving. And then I was thinking too, I would like make a UFO like documentary, like an alien documentary, just like something from like the 90s, like like you ever turn on like sightings or something from the 90s, or like best evidence,
Love that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make like a which one?
I love aliens, like just anything about aliens.
It's because they're real and they're here.
They are here.
Oh my god. Okay, so Nina, we should definitely talk about aliens sometimes, because like nobody wants to talk about this shit with me. Please.
As soon as the government released all those files and like they said they were real, no one said anything. I was like, what? Why is no one talking about this?
Why aren't we more excited about this, guys? Come on.
Why are we being so silent?
The Schumer-Rounds Amendment.
I know.
This is a big deal, man.
Yeah, I know.
David Grush came forward and he told us, and it's real. And
it's real, man.
There was congressional hearings. It says non-human intelligence 22 times in the fucking amendments.
Yeah.
In Congress.
No one's talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
I know.
I'm going a little crazy, honestly, thinking about it, because like I feel like the whole world is just like, I'll be like, hey guys, do you know who Colonel Carl Nell is? And they're like, no. And I'm like, dude, he just came forward, at the SALT convention 2 months ago and told us that aliens have been interacting with humanity for thousands of years and nobody's talking about it in front of like a crowd of 1,000 people. And it's like, dude, we should be talking about this a little bit more. I think, I think it's probably one of the,
people are too rapid.
One of the biggest, discoveries of mankind of always.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. So for fun and my sanity, I'll probably make one of those.
Yes.
But
that would be fun.
Thank you so much for being interested in that, though. Like, it's disheartening when people. I don't know. I feel like a lot of us are scared to consider the possibility, and I appreciate your willingness to listen and to talk about it.
Oh, I've always been fascinated in anything out there and crazy. Like, it's insane to think that there's nothing else out there. Like, I cannot comprehend that mentality. So
yeah, I know. And things are so much more fun when it's like, hello, there's aliens and cryptids and all kinds of cool stuff that we have not seen. Just because there's not a TikTok video of it doesn't mean it's not out there.
75% of the world's oceans are unexplored. You can't tell me there's not a Nessie.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's 95%. If we're being real, I'm pretty sure it's only been like 5% of the ocean floor has been explored, and
Really fun.
that's nothing. That's even if it was 25%, that's still nothing.
That's not
You know,
enough, yeah.
we're finding new species here on Earth all the time, and we're not talking about it. Like this might as well be alien, because what the hell is what is this thing? You know, why are we not talking about this new shit? We've lost all faith in scientific endeavors and put it all into, you know, pop culture media and like
Celebrities.
You know, reality television, politicians, and it's
TikTok.
TikTok.
I hate TikTok.
It's kind of okay. Well, I regret bringing it up then.
But, no, it's fine. We will share your link on TikTok, but that's it.
Yes.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I hate it too. I never used it, and I think it's just like it's just another distraction we don't need, you know. And I think kind of that's why I kind of want to keep it to like Instagram and YouTube, just because it's like you can watch it or you can not watch it, you know. I don't want to barrage people with it. And even on my like personal profile, I don't even talk about this shit on like my own page anymore, because it's just like I don't want to be bombarding people with shit that they're probably not interested in right now. And there's already so much fucking going on in the world, so I kind of just keep it on the RFN page, because it's like
we won't get into that.
What?
I encourage the aliens to come.
What I missed? Yeah.
I encourage the aliens to come. So.
Before November.
Oh wait.
Please.
They might drop something. There's another congressional hearing supposed to be happening in October, so we'll see.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to burst your bubble, Ethan, but they're coming. Well, they're already here, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are.
I think I know of a few of them. So.
Shut up.
No, yeah. Their names are Jamie and Nina.
Exactly.
We come in.
Finally, the truth is revealed.
They're the good aliens.
Yeah.
So.
No, we're the aliens from Mars Attacks. We're gonna shoot you for no reason.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
It's been fun, yeah. They're not really connected, but they're in and I don't even know if you can say they're in the same universe when we just keep regenerating, you know. But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, Rob Zombie keeps doing it. It's fine.
It's fine.
Not that you really want to be.
Speaking of,
we were just.
I love Rob Zombie's movies. And,
I do too, but some people.
Laura and I today. They do, and that's because they're wrong, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the Halloween remakes. I'll say that.
No.
Yeah.
But House of a Thousand Corpses is like, it's like up there.
The house. I love House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes. It's so good. It's just such a good, fun horror movie. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day when I saw the
treats.
Yeah. Lots of homages to other
it's so spooky. It has literally everything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it just feels like Halloween when you watch it. It really does.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Just like spooky.
It really does.
Yeah.
I
really like 31.
And then Devil's Rejects is so gross.
Yeah, I like Devil's
Rejects.
That's my all-time favorite.
I love
31 and what's the witch one?
Lords of Salem.
Yes.
Lords of Salem.
That movie.
Yeah.
I did like that one a lot. I really did not like 31, but I think
I didn't either.
I think I need a rewatch on it. You know?
There are parts of it I really wish we could have cut out, like the midget Nazi. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There was just
I like 31.
I did not like
31.
I did not like that one.
He made it for me. Richard Brake made that movie for me, and I honestly, Jamie, I interpreted the ending completely differently than you did. I was like, "There's no way this girl is not going down and taking him with her. Like, it's going to be a fight to the death, and they're both going to die." But
yeah,
I loved it.
All right, so let me ask you this, Victor. What did you think about the Munsters?
What's up?
What about the Munsters?
Oh, yeah. You know, all right. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because, to be fair,
me and Nina,
I didn't see the whole thing. No, I have to respectfully bow out because Halloween 2 years ago. We put it on at my work. It was like I had worked at a vegan like Coney Island, like a diner restaurant, and it was really cool. It was the best job I've ever had. But my friend Darla, who worked at the front, she put the Munsters on the big screen behind her because it was Halloween time, and I only got to watch half of it with sound, and then the other half with like subtitles, and I might have missed like 30 seconds here and there, like dropping off someone's food and then just going back up to the front to like watch the Munsters. But like, was it something that I feel like needed to happen? No. Do I think it's cool that like he's kind of like reaching out to like different facets of horror people each time he does something? Yes. It's fun, and it's just not for me. So and especially not having seen it in its like full glory, with at one time with all, I can't make an informed enough decision to say I either loved it or hated it. But I feel like if I were to say I'm going to sit down and watch this, I feel like I would just be like, that was a very 5 out of 10 movie for me. But I can appreciate how some people might like it.
Okay.
What I say is save it for Halloween. Wait till like all your decorations are up and your lights are up and it's all spooky inside, and turn off all the lights except for your Halloween decorations and watch it. Like complete quiet, just enjoy it. And like it's so beautiful. Like obviously he's a great filmmaker, so it's lit gorgeously. The sets are beautiful, the costumes are great. And I don't care what anybody says. I think everybody in that movie did as good of an acting job as they possibly could, because you can never be as good as the original Munsters. It's just not going to happen. But anybody that says that Sherry Moon didn't like nail that performance, she had the hand gestures; those are original to the series and everything. And
she did.
And Jeff Daniel Phillips, hands down, the best performance I've ever seen of him. And I don't like his performances normally. I think he's ridiculous, but I liked that. I thought he did great. So I love the Munsters.
I can agree with you, Nina.
And I also grew up on the show.
Wait until Halloween.
Yeah.
Hang decorations up.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off.
Yep.
Then go get your DVD of the Munsters and put it over here, and go get a different DVD and put it in and watch that. Or watch the original Munsters.
Watch both.
Yeah.
Watch both, because they're both equally good.
Yeah, I mean, I rip it a lot because I like to screw with Nina. It wasn't the worst thing on the face of the earth. It wasn't, horrible. But I would agree with you. I would say it's probably only a 5.
I was excited that we had decent dialogue from a female character in a Rob Zombie movie that didn't include finger banging a bagel.
There you go. I mean, valid argument, valid point.
Yeah.
Very valid.
There's that.
Yeah, that's our hot take.
I do feel like.
I'm sorry we had to drag you into it.
Yeah, well, wait. What does Jamie think about the Munsters?
Okay, so I thought it was okay. So did I think it needed to be made? No, not really. The Munsters is great as it is. I grew up on it. Yeah, I mean, it was cute. It probably wasn't something I would watch too much again, but I thought it was really cute.
No, I'm probably gonna watch it on Halloween now.
I like the sound of watching it on Halloween with the glow of Halloween happening all around us. I mean, everything sounds good.
Like in the background,
Yes.
It's
like while you're baking cookies and you don't have your eyes on it the whole time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
I think that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
our
right up there
our powers combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Any other questions for Victor?
That's it.
Right. I think I've
asked.
Oh, I have one more question to end on.
Please.
I've been trying to ask this for all of our filmmakers that come on. How do you see the horror genre kind of evolving over the next 10 to 20 years?
Ooh. I hopefully in a good way. Like I see it evolving forward, because we've gotten a lot of good stuff in the past few years, in the past decade, really. And I don't have any gripes with what came out in the early 2000s. I think it's just like there's a lot more horror stuff, and I think you can kind of see who's just trying to capitalize on it and who's actually out there making art. But the good thing is that there's like enough on both ends to where it's like at least we're still getting the artistic and fun and like good stuff. Like I could name great movies from each year of the past like 10 or 20 years, and it's like as long as you get one, even it's like, damn, that was a good movie, you know. And like last year we got like Talk to Me, and we got what the fuck else? I'm spacing so hard, but I mean we got the whole X trilogy, you know, in the past few years, and we got just some really good stuff too. Like there were some clunkers, not gonna lie. Night Swim was probably the worst pile of shit I've seen in a long time. But
so bad.
I have a hot opinion. About that one.
You like Night Swim? I'll see you guys later.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but there were some moments where I was like,
okay.
I don't like Blumhouse movies usually at all, but I was like, I can't be hating on you guys too much because you did something original-ish and it was kind of fun, and it wasn't a remake on Halloween.
But here's the thing, like I don't really have a problem with too many of the remakes that have been coming out. I'm like, dude, give it to me, give me some more of that. You know what I mean? Like this thing that I love. I like a lot of people I think have gripes with remakes, and I'm just confused by it because like the first Black Christmas remake was awesome.
And Black Christmas is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I do like the remake. It is
the first one was great. The new one, no.
Yeah,
exactly.
I didn't see the new one, and it's not because I was like, oh, I don't want to watch that. It's just like there's certain things I missed.
Yeah.
But I did hear it was kind of like lackluster.
Yeah.
But come on, The Hills Have Eyes.
House of Wax, phenomenal. Like, no, remakes get a lot of shit.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of remakes get a lot of shit, but I think that the ones that came out in like the early 2000s up until like 2015 or so were great. There's a few recently that I'm not so much a fan of. David Gordon Green, you know what I'm talking about. But
I could also make the argument, how about a remake of Goodnight Mommy? Or like we didn't need that. Or like a remake of Cabin Fever, a shot-for-shot remake of a movie that came out 10 years prior. Like we don't need that.
I know.
But like,
absolutely not.
If you're gonna remake a classic from 40 years ago and make it better or exciting, then
no. I haven't seen the remake of Goodnight Mommy, but I did really love the original. It was phenomenal. I was so creeped
I love the
out.
original,
Yeah.
It was they like did like an American remake, and just like they did for they're doing for Speak No Evil. I don't know if you saw the trailer for the new one.
Yeah.
It's so insulting. Just go see the original.
Yeah, no.
Like
I'm kind of excited to see the new one though.
The Speak No Evil looks fun. I love James McAvoy.
I think that's what it is. It's cool casting on their part, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be fun.
I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping
All
so.
right. Well.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to plug before we sign off?
No. I just want to say thanks if my brother ever watches this. Thanks, Vince, for making Blood Gorge look really good. Kate, Ali, CJ, Laura, you know, thank you all so much for being a part of it. Maddie, thank you so much. And Nina, Jamie, Ethan, thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think that's about it. Just thanks so much to anybody who watched this. And please continue to support Bloody Essentials. And happy Halloween.
Love it.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Really, really love the movie, and can't wait to see what you make next.
Yes.
Yes. When
Thank
your
you.
next movie comes out closer, we'll have to have you back. And we'd love to have you just back to talk horror and, you know, cryptids and all that fun stuff. So it's gonna be a blast.
I would love to, because this is what I live for. So
Yes.
let me know.
that.
You.
And we'll come up and bother you at the video store soon and get some lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so serious. Like whenever,
So are we.
just
Yes.
whenever, you know.
Yeah.
So fun.
Or if you know, if we film this thing in September and you can make it over, yeah, let's hang out and talk about movies.
Let's do
So
it.
Absolutely.
fun. Love
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Cool,
So
cool.
again, we will have the links to all of RFN Pictures information. That way you can follow and support their work and reach out to Victor directly on their Instagram if you want a physical copy of either of the two movies or the upcoming movie coming out. And just remember, if you ever find yourself in a horror movie, don't have sex.
Don't do drugs.
And don't die. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.